Hey guys, hello. I hope everyone is well whenever you tune in and see this. So, this is going to be a general reading for Capricorn and Aquarius. All right, so it can cover anything like love, work, friends, family, health, money, etc. So always take it how it may resonate for you. And if it doesn't resonate for you, that's okay too. Never force it. Always feel free to check out your sun, moon, rising signs as well. Also, check out your Venus sign for matters of love and deeper forms of assets and money. So, yes, let's see what else. So, Capricorn, I've already pulled all of your cards, and we're going to get into it in just a moment here. Um, I also wanted to say, early happy Halloween to the people out there that do celebrate. So I got my little ghosties on. It's still a little too bright to turn on the lights, but there we go, right? So yeah, I took your picture of your cards already as well, Capricorn. So we'll be uploading that after the live is done. So in case you want to check out the photo and just see all the cards, in one picture, see it more up close in detail, all you have to do is click in the description box below and follow the little instructions there on how to get to my Facebook page. It's super easy. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. This is also a timeless reading, right? So that means that this reading may resonate for some people before or after the original time frame of October 30th through November 30th. So it could be a little bit before, it could be a little bit after, right? Nothing is exact since time is fluid and relative. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and do a little sound bell here and then get into your reading, dear Capricorn. All right. So also, I hope everyone, of course, is doing well, and just be aware, if you've seen me before, but for the new people, it does get loud for just a moment if you're listening with headphones or anything like that. It's so weird. Every time I turn my head, these things are moving. My little antennas. All right. So we're going to go ahead and just ground ourselves and get into the Capricorn energy and get into a little bit of just reflecting and absorbing the messages from spirit. All right, so here we go. Alrighty. Capricorn, let's get into your reading here. Alrighty. So yes, let's see what we have for you, Capricorn. We're going to talk about the potential time frames with each card. On the top here can correspond to about a week's time frame or so. All right, so again, we're talking about from October 30th in a couple days from when I'm filming this through November 30th. All right, so we said that the first card can be from around October 30th through November 6th. The second card can be from around November 7th through November 14th. The third card can be from around November 15th through November 21st. And then the fourth card can be from around November 22nd through November 30th. I will repeat it when we're on each card again. I just wanted to put it out there for the people that are new and we haven't been back in some time. So yeah, we're going to just jump right in here. So, Capricorn, let's see. We are, of course, using two different tarot decks, and we have your little oracle card here at the end. But let's call out the zodiac signs as far as what other zodiac signs we do see here in your reading, according to the major arcana. So as far as the major arcana, you only have two. All right, so you have the official Sagittarius card, and you also have a little bit of Scorpio energy here. Not the official Scorpio card, but it is the Tower card, which has a lot of Scorpio energy. All right, so that means that for some Capricorns, you could be dealing with a Sagittarius or a Scorpio, or you have a lot of those placements heavily in your chart, which would totally, make sense, because a lot of times we will have, let's say if you're a Capricorn, this is Capricorn reading, you have a lot of placements in Sagittarius, but then you'll also have a lot of placements in Aquarius. So it's usually the sign ahead of you and after you. So this is Scorpio, so it doesn't necessarily count in that way, but I was just giving an example because you could still have a lot of Scorpio in your chart. Or this could also be referencing Sagittarius season or Scorpio season of last year, of this year, of next year, right? As an example. But yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to resonate. We're just talking about the other zodiac signs we do see here in the reading in the beginning. Now, put that aside. On the other side, Capricorn, we're talking about also your minor arcana. What is the predominant one that's showing up here for you? And that can be another underlying theme to your reading, right? So we do have 3 Pentacles cards. We have 2 wands or staves, 1 cup, and 1 sword. So the predominant one, of course, is Pentacles, with there being 3 of them. So what does that mean? Pentacles, of course, can be our money, our wealth, our abundance, but not only those things, it can also be our values. Am I being valued enough? Is the other person, is the environment, vice versa? So that could just be another underlying theme to your reading. All right, Capricorn. So just keep that in the background. It may resonate for you. But yeah, let's go ahead and call up your cards here. And we'll start with this first 4, and then we'll go from there. All right. So Capricorn, you have the 7 of Cups in the reverse position. You have the 5 of Staves, also known as 5 of Wands, in the right side up position. You have the 8 of Sacred Circles in the right side up position. And then you have the 9 of Sacred Circles in the right side up position. So yes, very interesting. Now, when we start off the reading here with your first card, Capricorn, I feel that for some of you guys, it could be that some type of weight has been lifted off of you during this week time period that we're talking about. And of course, it can be longer than a week, right? Nothing's set in stone, but we said it could be from around October 30th through November 6th. With that 7 of Cups in the reverse position, there is an energy, and I'm about to trip myself over my, hold on, my charger, and I just messed up the cards, but not to worry, they're not that messed up, just for a second. Okay, with that 7 of Cups in the reverse position here, Capricorn, it seems like a weight has been lifted for some, if it's either you yourself or another person you're dealing with, or multiple people, general environment situation, astrology, what have you. I say that because there could be this decision that has been made. Excuse me, there could also be this energy, Capricorn, where somebody has come out of dark night of the soul energy. Okay, so doing some type of deep shadow work, possibly. Okay, also with that 7 of Cups in the reverse position. So I really feel like it's going to feel like, for the majority of people, a weight has been lifted in some way, in some area of your life. Again, it could be relationships, platonic, romantic, etc. It could be with money. It could be with health. It could be with all those things, right? But it will be different for everybody. But let's dive in a little bit deeper here, because this is where Spirit wants me to talk to you about what's on the top and the bottom of the deck here, along with that first card, the 7 of Cups in reverse position. So what we have here for you is a 3 of Sacred Circles showed up in the right side up position on the top of your deck. And then we have that Temperance card also in the right side up position, and that's that Sagittarius energy. So these cards are always energy from the past. Okay, so it could be a couple days ago, weeks, months, years, but it is just a past energy. Okay, so maybe it's not recently past energy, but it's a little bit further back, and it'll be different for everybody. But again, we're talking about it with the Seven of Cups in the reverse position. So it looks like here, Capricorn, that somebody in the past was really, wanting to um, be a part of the community, but also have their own effort being felt, okay, and also being missed perhaps in a certain way in the past with that Three of Sacred Circles in the right side up position. Because when we're talking about pentacles, right, we're talking about money and wealth, but not only that, being valued, right? So you see in the way that this card is depicted, this Native American hut here, and there's some more in the background, but they're really kind of far away from the one that we're focusing on. And so this Three of Pentacles is about building abundance, money, wealth, but also whatever you want to manifest in your world. So it's not two pentacles or one pentacle, right? Technically, we don't have a one pentacle card in the tarot, but what I'm trying to say is it's not 10 of pentacles, which would be the highest, and it's not six, but it's also not two. Okay, it's three. So it's starting to gain momentum here, this energy in the past. And somebody possibly decided, you know what, it's been really hard to build this momentum in a certain way, and I'm really tired of struggling in this particular way. So I'm going to, call out to the bear spirit, to the eagle spirit. Okay, so you would say that, it's kind of well known and some people that like the bear, right, is going to hibernate, right? So the bear obviously is also a large animal that takes up a lot of space. Okay, so you think of courage, you think of strength and just this huge animal, but also the ability to stand a long winter, right? And we're talking about metaphors in the tarot, right? So this energy from the past, somebody here, if it was a person or an energy in general, was again being like, how can I survive financially the long winters ahead? How can I survive energetically the long winter ahead? And winter again is a metaphor because doesn't necessarily have to have been winter before, as far as the seasons go, right? But they also wanted to be able to see things from a higher perspective, like the eagle. Okay, so that's why you see both the eagle and the bear really small in the drums here in the bottom outside the Native American hut. And then you also see them at the top of the card in the skies, the clouds. Okay, so somebody or some energy was really trying to figure out how to bring these things closer for themselves so they could, of course, bring more abundance and manifest things in their life. And so then when they did that, or you did that, or the energy kind of started to support that more, if we're talking about the environment or the astrology, then it shows up with that temperance card. Now, the temperance in the tarot is also about patience, right? So she's taking these jugs of water and she's cleaning them. She's using alchemy. She's transmuting the energy. She's purifying the water, right? There's lots of different ways that you can say it. She's also buying her time, okay? And so that is the energy of, the temperance card. She's also balancing things, okay? So when we talk about water in the tarot, we're talking about emotions, of course. This is not a cups card, but we still have water in the card somewhere in the imagery. So we're also talking about balance between good emotions, bad emotions, right? But also between, in particular in this card, the 3D and the 5D, the physical world, okay, which would be the land maybe she's standing on, and then that is the 3D physical world. And then the 5D would be the spiritual world or the emotional world, let's say. Okay, so I feel that these two energies here in the past, Capricorn, really supported, again, they're the sponsor cards that made it possible for that Seven of Cups, your first card, to come out in this position. And as I say a lot, not all reversals are bad. This is a really good reversal because this means that somebody, again, use everything we just talked about to either make a really hard decision and or to also do the shadow work and come out of that dark night of the soul energy. Okay, so that is looking really nicely. That is looking really nicely here, Capricorn, okay, for you. But yeah, let's keep going and see what else is coming out for you. Now, as we go into your second card, which is really, the second week or so of November, so from around possibly, right, nothing set in stone, November 7th through the 14th, that kind of 7 to 8 day period, we have the Five of Staves in the right side up position. So there could be a little bit, for some, not everybody, a little bit of competitive energy, but if it is competitive, I feel like it would be more of the good competitive energy, if there is such a thing, right? So possibly bringing the best out in each other, but it is a very supportive energy. And when we're talking about wands or staves, we're also talking about health. So if there was bad health in the physical body or the mental body, or our mental, right? I guess it's a mental body too. That is going to be coming into better place as far as health goes. It's maybe not still the greatest, but it is making an effort to move in the better direction as far as health. There is a more supportive energy to maybe making better healthy changes around something, okay, something like that. But let's talk about the rest of the card here. So we see, okay, these architects, okay, and so they're trying to figure out where they're going to build their next pyramid or their next building, right? Whatever their architectural building is going to be, or structure, right? And so they all work together. They're all using pencil. And so there's like, let's make a couple different plans. So one architect may say, let's put it over here. The other one would say, no, let's do it over here, right? So they're moving things around. They're being open to suggestions, but they're also, the Five of Wands or Five of Staves is about playing and practicing and trying to have, again, different plans for the future in case things don't go according to plan. And usually in life in general, they don't always go according to plan, for sure. So it is always good to have more supportive energy or to have backup plans in general here. Now let's break down to, this is where Spirit wanted me to talk to you about what's on the top and the bottom of the other deck here, and give us more insight about maybe why this Five of Staves came in the right side up position for your second card. So we go back, and this is again past energy in the second row down here. We have the Nine of Swords in reverse, and which was on the top of your deck, and we have the Tower in the reverse position, which was on the bottom of your deck. Okay, these talk about great reversals, Capricorn. This is, well, definitely the Nine of Swords reverse is good. The Tower reverse depends on the surrounding cards, but I'm going to take it for you in a good way because of the surrounding cards, right? Sometimes it could be, for another reading, more of a lack of wanting to change, but that's not how I see it here for you, Capricorn. I really do see these both as great reversals, okay? So again, that Nine of Swords in the reverse position and the Tower in the reverse position. These two cards made it possible, this past energy, for this Five of Staves to come out in the right side of position. So it looks like here in the past, again, somebody was doing some type of not soul searching or shadow work. There's a different phrase or word I'm trying to think of. Just releasing, just healing, okay? Releasing and healing, that's equally as good, if not better. They all kind of have similar crossovers. But that Nine of Swords in the reverse position is really saying that in the past, in some way, some person or some energy was able to let go of a lot of anxiety, worry, overthinking, or being too much up in the air sign energy, or too much up in their own head, or just too much mental stimulation in general. So somebody or something let this go, right? And then over here with the Tower in the reverse position, this is also, for me, that somebody or something took the message of the Tower, right? So we know this Tower happened in the past. We don't know for everybody, since it is a general reading for multiple people, when exactly it happened. Okay, let's say as an example, this Tower moment happened 6 months ago or 4 months ago, right? Whatever that download, when the Tower is right side up. It's talking about something breaking down from the top, the tower, the crown chakra, all the way down to its foundation. Something has to be broken down. So it looks scary. People are falling out of the tower, right? There's lightning, all this stuff, right? Just showing you as reference when it's right side up. But it is about having some type of revelation, some understanding. Oh, now I get it. Now I see, right? So it's having some type of enlightenment. So I believe that this happened in the past in some way, which also, helped this person or this thing, Capricorn, or you yourself. Take in the message of being like, I'm overthinking this, they're overthinking this, etc. Let's let go of the anxiety, worry, overthinking. Let me integrate, or let them integrate the spiritual downloads they might have had, the revelations, the aha moments, right? Embracing change in general, right? That would be also the tower in the right side up position. It could be shocking and surprising, of course. It can be good change, it can be bad change. I always say that, right, with the tower. But it is past energy, and it made it possible for then this Five of Staves, the Five of Wands, to show up in the right side up position. So it's almost like maybe if there wasn't enough supportive energy or good competitive energy, healthy competitive energy with others, and having enough backup plans, maybe that wasn't possible before because we didn't have that tower before. So the tower led to this really good positive energy here, okay? But let's keep going and see what else we have for you here, Capricorn. All right, so now we move forward and we're getting to your third week, which we said could be from around November 15th through November 21st or so. All right, well, we have the Eight of Sacred Circles in the right side up position. And this is really interesting because I believe, I can't remember if it was Sagittarius or Scorpio had it in the same week. So that might be like a signal that maybe you need to watch one of those other readings, but only if you feel like that's what you're called to do. But I just remember somebody else had the same card in the same position. But as you see, or if you've seen me before, I do lots of shuffling. So it came out again. A lot of times when that does happen, it can be referencing something more from the astrology standpoint or the collective unconscious. But either way, it's still really good energy. So let's talk about it, okay? So Capricorn, by the time we get to the middle of November here for you, excuse me, this could be a really productive time, okay? This could be a time where you are honing a craft or a skill even deeper than you did before. You're making more money. You're being very productive with something. You're putting in a lot of work, the long hours, okay, all of those things. And of course, when we talk about pentacles, we talk about money, right? We're talking about wealth and abundance, all forms of abundance, but also whatever it is you want to manifest in your life. So going forward to your fourth card, because they go together almost. So that's why I haven't been like, wait, well, what else? That was short for that one card. Well, no, it's because your fourth card is literally the next one in succession, right, or order, is the Nine of Sacred Circles in the right side up position. So that rarely happens where it'll be like in order like that, like 1, 2, 3, or 8, 9, right? So this is really cool because this is telling me here, Capricorn, that all this hard work, and you're known as a really hard working sign in general, right? I mean, of course, I'm talking about sun sign Capricorns, but everybody has Capricorn somewhere in your birth chart. But if you have a lot of Capricorn placements, it can be a really nice stereotypical thing to say about Capricorns is that they're very hardworking, right? Who doesn't want to be known as a hard worker? I mean, I certainly do, right? So when this Nine of Sacred Circles shows up right after the Eight of Sacred Circles, it's like, yes, you will be rewarded for this hard work, these long hours, the effort, the honing of the skill or craft, okay? Whatever it is, because then it's going to not only give you more money, more wealth, and whatever it is you want to manifest in your life, give you yourself more value, the other person value, the environment more value. it also is going to sharpen your skill, your determination, and your focus. That's the falcon here on the shoulder of this older Native American woman, okay? So normally they have the blinders on, right? They deliver the messages back in the day. Some people still do that, I guess. That's really cool. I've always wanted to have a bird to do that, side note. But, they have the blinders on, and then when they take them off, they go exactly where they need to go, right? So that is that metaphor here for you, Capricorn, of also when we talk about nines in the tarot, right? It's 9 is almost 10. So it could be saying that towards, and we're talking about this fourth card, fourth week around possibly November 22nd through November 30th, the end of November, right? There could be this energy of you being on the precipice of an ending and a new beginning, because you do have 9 here too. So it feels, really nice here. I mean, you really, in your whole reading, Capricorn, didn't have any like energetic blockages or challenges. It was just showing all the work that has been done previously on somebody's part, or an energy's part, right? But it is just looking really nice here. So I love this for you. But we're not done yet. We still have one more tarot card and then your oracle card. So this tarot confirmation card that we have at the end is a combination of past energy, but also future possibilities, probabilities energy, okay, with that the 3 of Wands in the right side up position. So we do have a little bit of Taurus or Aries, more Aries energy here. We do have, remember I said in the beginning, you have the Sagittarius, the Scorpio, and then you also had 3 Pentacles cards, all earth sign energy like yourself. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, right? So I said Taurus first. I feel like that's kind of what it is, but traditionally the wands are known as fire sign energy. So I also see the ram head here. Sometimes the ram head and the bull head like look the same to me. So that's just me. But we'll just say that the first thing I said was Taurus, so we can go with that. Okay. But when we call out the zodiac frequencies, it's not something to confuse you or to get you upset if that part doesn't resonate. We're just talking about the zodiac frequency, right? So again, everybody has Taurus, everybody has Aries, everybody has Capricorn somewhere in their chart. But when this 3 of Wands shows up in the right side up position as that confirmation card here, Capricorn, it's really beautiful energy of being like, I am creating something new. I am excited about the potential to move forward. I'm not hesitant, but the energy could be a little bit slower with the 3 of Wands sometimes, because it's also like a people watching energy or card a little bit, because it's like, okay, how can I watch people that have been in similar situations that I may find myself in deal with this? Okay, how would they do it, right? The saying, what would Jesus do? Okay, what would Buddha do? What would Muhammad do? What would Sarah, my best friend, do? What would Billy do? Whatever. Okay. So, we could just go on and on with that. But basically that 3 of Wands energy, that Aries energy that's showing up in the card is really supportive of, let's say, if you're wanting to start a business, okay? It goes however we talked about all the pentacles that are in your reading, your Capricorn, and who doesn't like money and wealth, right? If somebody was supporting a business or a side hustle or something like that, the 8 of Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles, the 3 of Wands, it's like, yes, do that, because you're going to make money. Wherever you're putting your effort, wherever you're putting in your long hours, you're going to, see those returns. It might not be super fast, but as your focus gets clearer on your goals and on this thing that you're working towards, you're more likely to bring it in at a faster speed, okay? But this is really great energy, and I love to see it here for you, Capricorn. So let's see, where else or what else? We also have your little oracle card, and I have to apologize, guys. Some of these got a little damaged, but you can still kind of read it, and I'll read it for you, of course. But this is your oracle message, Capricorn, for this time period and even beyond, okay? It basically says, don't dim to fit in, okay? That's the little phrase at the top. And we see this woman and she's covering her eyes like this with her hands backwards. And then we see her mirror image repeated, and there's a pyramid behind her. And it says, how are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Okay, hopefully you can see that. How you're dimming your light in order to fit in. So I feel, Capricorn, with this 8 of sacred circles, with the 9 of sacred circles, right? And circles, sacred circles are the same thing as pentacles, just a different name in this deck. It's like the more that you find something that you like to do, again, if it's not your whatever day job, it could be your side hustle, it could be a hobby, a career, a passion, an extra facet to yourself, right? Nobody's ever just one thing. That the more that you lean into being yourself, and again, focusing on how can I be the most me? How can I sharpen my determination and focus on myself being better at what I do, or what I already do, but or if it's a new thing, what I want to do, right? So that way you're not dimming your light in order for other people to look successful or to just fit in. That's basically what it said. Dimming your light. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? So you don't need to fit in, right? Everybody has their own purpose, and everybody has a plan, and everyone can get their own form of abundance, and there's enough for everyone, right? So that's the abundance philosophy. So yeah, so it could be just a little additional message there. And if you're already doing that, then that little part necessarily won't be for you. It'll just be like, oh yeah, I already do that. So take it how it resonates. But yes, that is your reading, dear Capricorn. So hopefully you got something from this reading. And if you want to, there are a couple different ways to freely support the channel here for me if you haven't already. And I say thank you to all the people that already have. But if you want to subscribe, it is free, right? All you have to do is click on the bottom right subscribe button. And as long as you have a YouTube email account that's free and set up, it just notifies you when I put out new videos. You can, of course, share the videos, another great free way to support the channel. Send it to one of your friends if you like, but no pressure. And then the other way is also to like the video. Not only does it tell me that you liked it, but within the first couple of hours, I believe YouTube will share it more with other people the more likes that it has. So if that's something you feel like doing, feel free, but no pressure. All right. So I'm going to note the time. We're at about 32 minutes or so. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and do some clearing of the energy and shuffle, and then move over to Aquarius. I also will be, adding timestamps after the live in the comments and in the description box below, for some people who just want to watch Aquarius, or some people who just want to watch Capricorn, or for some people who don't want to watch the shuffling but they just want to get to the reading. So I have been doing a little bit of both. Usually, obviously, you didn't see me shuffle on screen for Capricorn, but I try to provide people with those options depending on how much time people have in their day and what they're interested in doing. All right, so that's not shuffled yet. We're just kind of throwing them randomly in there, letting the crystals charge for a second. And while we do that, we'll go ahead and do a sound bell to ground our energy and to release the Capricorn energy and turn into the Aquarius energy. All right, so again, for the people just tuning in, right, or later, right, this is going to be a general reading for Aquarius. Can cover love, money, health, sex, all that stuff, okay? Whatever it is is going on in your life, okay? If it doesn't resonate for you, never force it. Always check your sun, moon, and rising signs. And I forgot to mention this the last couple of times, but if you've never gotten a birth chart before, you can get a lot free ones out there. I believe it's astrology cafe or cafe astrology. Whether you have your birth time or not, you're going to get more information if you have your birth time, but if you don't, it's okay too. But you'll find out all your other placements. You'll find out where your Venus is for matters of love and career and money more deeply. For matters of luck, okay, or that kind of thing. You can look into where your Jupiter is. I mean, on and on. So, yeah, just wanted to say that because I haven't said that in a while, as far as, checking out your own birth chart. So, anyway, let's go ahead and release all that energy and kind of turn into the Aquarius energy. It will be loud for just a few moments if you're sensitive. But we're just going to go ahead and take a couple deep breaths and again, just ground ourselves. So, all right, here we go. Right, Aquarius. So hopefully you didn't hear my radio I keep on, just so it's not super quiet for the dogs. And sometimes when I'm doing the sound bell, it'll be like a commercial. So hopefully you didn't hear it that much. I try to keep it over here. Maybe I was hearing it more. But anyway, it was still a good, let's see what Spirit wants you to know, Aquarius. All right. So we're going to do some shuffling here. Spirits guide my hands. Messages for air sign Aquarius. The water bearer. What do they need to see? What do they need to know for October 30th through November 30th? Messages for air sign Aquarius. Messages for air sign Aquarius. What do they need to see? What do they need to know for their highest vibration? Messages for air sign Aquarius for October 30th through November 30th, Aquarius. Messages, and that was too quiet. Hold on. Messages for air sign Aquarius, the water bear for October 30th through November 30th. Aquarius, 4 cards only, please, spirits. 4 cards only. Messages for Aquarius. Aquarius. Messages for Aquarius. Aquarius. Messages for Aquarius. For October 30th through November 30th. Messages for Aquarius. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? All right, so let's go ahead and confirm these real quickly. Make sure they want all of them and how they want them. Spirits and respect and reverence, thank you for doing after. Of course. Thank you, Spirits, for any advice, wisdom, and guidance given, and thank you, of course, for listening. Spirits, did you want the Princess of Sacred Circles in the reverse position as the first tarot card for this Aquarius reading? And Spirits, thank you again. Do you want the 4 of Sacred Circles in the reverse position to represent the second tarot card for this Aquarius reading? Okay. And Spirits, do you want the Princess of Swords in the right side up position to represent the third tarot card for this Aquarius reading. Okay. And Spirits, did you want the Prince of Swords in the reverse position to represent the fourth tarot card for this Aquarius reading? You want the Prince of Swords in the reverse position to represent the fourth tarot card for this Aquarius reading. Okay, so they said yes. I just want to make sure. All right, so then we're also going to take the top and the bottom and just put these over here. We'll figure out in a moment where they want those exactly. And switch over to our other deck. This is the Hermaic deck. I really like it. I just recently, well, I got it a while ago and I played around with it, but I never used it on this channel or done even a reading on my own in person with people yet. So I'm excited to be able to use it. All right. So messages for Aquarius. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for for air sign Aquarius, the water bearer. That's what they call you. Aquarius. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? Messages for Aquarius. One card only, please, Spirits. Messages for Aquarius for October 30th through November 30th. Aquarius. All right. So that was pretty quick. Let me make sure they want it. Spirits, do you want this Five of Wands in the right side of position as the first and only tarot confirmation card for this Aquarius reading? Okay. I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to take the top and the bottom. Confirm what position they want those in. Spirits, do you want the Queen of Swords in the right side up position to represent what's on top of this Hermaic tarot deck for this Aquarius reading? And Spirits, do you want the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse position to represent what's on the bottom of this Hermaic tarot deck for this Aquarius reading? Spirits, I hear a yes and a no. Can you please give me a clear and definitive, decisive message? Spirits, do you want the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse position to represent what's on the bottom of this Hermaic deck for this Aquarius reading? Okay. So they said they do. So, all right. We'll take it. All right, let's get one more here and then we'll get started. Messages for water. Did it again. Messages for air sign. You're an air sign, Aquarius. Yes. Air placements for Aquarius. Messages for Aquarius. The water bearer. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? October 30th through November 30th. One card only, please, Spirits. Messages, oracle messages for Aquarius, air sign Aquarius, for October 30th through November 30th. All right. Spirits and Oracle's protection card. Okay. All right, so they said yes for that one. Just move this stuff over. Now let's figure out where they want the top and the bottom real quickly. We'll take a picture and then we'll get started. Okay. I think it might just be like this. I might have put it in the right place, but I'm not sure. So let's double check real quickly. 1 second. Let me just okay. Spirits, some love and light, respect environments before, during, and after. Spirits, thank you for your wisdom, guidance, and advice given. And thank you, of course, for listening. Spirits, you want the Eight of Sacred Circles in the right side up position. And the Ace of Swords in the right side up position we talked about when we talk about the Princess of Sacred Circles in the reverse position. Okay, that's a no. All right. Let's see. Maybe. Or this could go there. Let's see. Okay. Spirits, when we talk about the Queen of Swords in the right side up position and the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse position, we're going to talk about the Princess of Swords in the reverse position. Okay, so first I'm going to talk about the Queen of Swords in the right side up position and the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse position. I want to talk about the Four of Sacred Circles in the right side up position. Okay, they want that there. Let's double check this real quick. Aquarius, you have, as a side note, right? So many swords and pentacles. That's like your whole reading, but we'll get into that in a moment. Okay. Spirit, so you want me to talk about the Eight of Sacred Circles in the right side up position and the Ace of Swords in the right side up position. We're going to talk about the Prince of Swords in the reverse position. Oh, wait, I know. The one in the middle. Aquarius, you being tricky. I think I figured it out though. All right. Most of the time, not always, when you're talking about the top and the bottom of each deck, the past energy, it's usually going to go with an energetic blockage, but not all the time. Sometimes it's describing good energy as well. So I just automatically start with the energetic blockages and see if they want it there. But this time, I think they want it here. Seriously, circles in the right side of position and the Ace of Swords in the right side of position. They're like, yeah, but it was like a little bit of hesitancy here. Okay, give me a second here, Aquarius. I'm trying to figure this out because they definitely want this here. It could be, this could be one of those readings where, well, let's take your picture while I'm talking, because that's a good use of time. It could be, Aquarius, that there's something going on where we're going to have to watch, as far as this first reversal, the beginning of your reading, the last reading I did for you, because it is a little, there's something still missing here, I feel like, or is not being answered the way that I would like it to be clarified. But maybe that's the way that it's supposed to be, right? There are no accidents. So I'll have to go back into my channel and find the last reading for you, Aquarius, and see what's going on. All right, but let's go ahead and keep moving forward though. We're at 47 minutes. All right, so I'll make a mental note. So let's go ahead and call out your cards here, dear Aquarius, and then we'll also, well, let's just start there, okay? So Aquarius, you have the Princess of Sacred Circles in the reverse position. You have the Four of Sacred Circles in the right side up position. You have the Princess of Swords in the right side up position. You have the Prince of Swords in the reverse position. So lots of princes and princesses for sure as well. Let's talk about the zodiac frequencies we see here. So we really only have one major arcana here in your reading, Aquarius, and it's not necessarily a good or bad thing. It's just something to note, okay? And so that's that Wheel of Fortune down here in the past energy. So we do have 4 different zodiac frequencies associated with the Wheel of Fortune. So it could be, we're talking about Scorpio energy, Taurus energy, Leo energy, and Aquarius energy, you, okay? So that can mean a couple different things. It could be, for some of you guys, that you are dealing with a Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, or Taurus, or you have a lot of heavy placements in your own birth chart in those zodiac frequencies. Or it could be referencing a time period. So Scorpio season, Taurus season, Leo season, Aquarius season. Or it doesn't necessarily have to mean anything at all, but we do want to mention it, right? Ooh, I think I can turn my ghosties on too. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I was like, the sun's kind of going down. You're like, what does this have to do with it? It has a lot to do with it. Okay. Or maybe it won't look as cool in the video, but we got our ghosties. Okay. Aquarius, if you got a lot of Aquarius in your chart, you know, okay? We just got to be who we got to be. All right. But yes, back to your reading, Aquarius. So yeah, let's talk about the time frames, okay? We're going to just mention it all together, and then I'll talk about it again when we're on each 4 cards at the top that we're going to start with. We said the first card could be from around October 30th through November 6th. Second card could be from around November 7th through November 14th. The third card could be from around November 15th through November 21st. And the fourth card could be from around November 22nd through November 30th, okay? Yeah, so Aquarius, looks like you got the interesting read so far. I mean, they're all interesting in their own ways. But yeah, we start off your reading here, Aquarius, with that Princess of Sacred Circles in the reverse position. And I was saying while I was shuffling, or after I was shuffling, that it doesn't really have a clarifier with it, which is why I want to kind of check back with your reading from last month. Just to see if it has any hints there. But yes, with this Princess of Sacred Circles in the reverse position, it could be that towards the end of October, where we are now when I'm filming this, and into that first week of November, there could be an energy that is a little less supportive than you want it to be, or the other person, or vice versa, right? So Aquarius's reading could be about you, or someone you're dealing with, or multiple people dealing with, or your general environment situation, astrology, lots of different things, right? But with that Princess of Sacred Circles in the reverse position, also could be that somebody is not planning enough for the future in certain ways, right? So she's normally, when she's right side up, we see her as pregnant princess, right? And then she has another child already in her arms. Okay, so the metaphor of the pregnant belly is planting seeds for the future. Okay, planting and planning. But it's in reverse. So it's a little bit of that, again, a energetic blockage or challenge, gentle reminders, I like to say them too. It could also be that somebody or some energy is not quite ready to level up in some way with the Princess of Sacred Circles in the reverse position. Because normally if she's a princess and she's on her princess track, as they say, right, then eventually she would become a queen, but it's in the reverse position. So there could be a little bit of resistance of somebody wanting to level up in some area of their life, or multiple areas of your life, right? Change can always be scary, right? There could be new responsibilities, or even if it's a good change, there could be lots of stressful things around it, right? There's lots of different ways you can look at it. But let's keep going here and kind of see what else, is coming through, what Spirit wants you to know for this reading, Aquarius. So I'm laughing because sometimes I slurred the way I said that, so I'm laughing at myself. Okay, but let's see what's showing up here for your second week, Aquarius. Now we're talking about around November 7th through November 14th or so, right? We have the Four of Sacred Circles in the right side up position. So this is telling me, oh, sorry, I have to put the incense out. It's been going for a while, but it's starting to get to me a little bit. Maybe if I turn it the other way. I just love to look at smoke, though. It's relaxing. It's like creating atmosphere. But what I was starting to say, sorry, Aquarius, for all the interruptions, is that there's a little bit of this controlling energy throughout your reading, because it's like princess, princess, prince, lots of swords, lots of pentacles. It's a lot of back and forth, up and down energy. So when we talk about the Four of Sacred Circles, or also known as the Four of Pentacles, it is a controlling energy or a fearful energy, okay? So here you can see this Native American man, and he's smoking his pipe, right? He's trying to communicate something with his peace pipe, but he's really controlling it. He's like those, I like to say sometimes, like the smokers or the vapors that like create, pictures, or they make images with their smoke rings, right? So that's kind of how I feel like he's trying to force the smoke. He's trying to force it into a shape. Okay, and that is coming from a place of fear or lack. Okay, we're not saying anything bad about people who make their smoke rings, right? We're just talking about the imagery of the card and the metaphor. Everybody can be their own person and artistic however they want to be. My goodness. So there is this energetic blockage that's following the first one here, Aquarius. So it could be explaining why. Remember, I said somebody could be fearful of leveling up in some area of their life or multiple areas of their life. And that could be because they're scared, right? There's the fear of the change of something going on here, or they're just having a hard time letting go of the control, right? Some people say that the only thing that's constant in life is change itself, right? So instead of resisting the change, you're supposed to kind of lean into it, right? So that's a little bit of this energy that's showing up here. But let's talk about what's under it, because I know that this is definitely, if you watch the part where I was shuffling, where Spirit really wanted these two cards along with this Four of Sacred Circles, okay? So we have, again, past energy in the second row down here. So we have the Queen of Swords in the right side up position, which is on the top of your deck. And then we have that Wheel of Fortune in the reverse position, was on the bottom of your deck here, Aquarius, okay? And so this is basically saying that in the past, the Queen of Swords is known as someone who's really, out of all the queens in the tarot, excuse me, she's really clear cut and calculated. She can be known as cold or as controlling, right? And the way that they show her in this deck is that she's cut off this guy's head, right? So she's really like, I don't have any emotions, which is not true, of course, right? But she's shown as clear cut, and she's going to do what she needs to do to get to the heart of the issue, or the solutions, okay? And so when we have this Queen of Swords here, the energy, I say she because it's just the energy, the metaphor of the card, is controlling, right? So why did she have to cut this guy's heads off? Who knows? Maybe he deserved it. But alongside it, remember, we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So this could be saying that the reason why this person is controlling or fearful could be because luck isn't on their side yet. It's straight up not the right time for this to move forward until we get to the third week, the third card, which could be the middle of November, around November 15th through November 21st. Okay, for some people, it's just that. It wasn't the right time before. There were some controlling issues. Somebody or some energy was not in touch with their emotions enough. And so that created this energetic blockage of the Four of Sacred Circles, or Four of Pentacles in the right side up position. But let's keep going, because then over here you still have some really good stuff, Aquarius. So like the first 2 weeks look a little bit rough, but it is happening for a reason. Always trust in that, and know that, in time things will get better and pick up speed, because again, by the third week it's looking better here. So now we're the third week. The Princess of Swords is now in the right side up position. And what does she have behind her? The Sun, okay? So that's that youthful energy, there's a passion, this creativity, but it also represents spiritual downloads, enlightenments, awakenings, okay, all those things. And what's behind her or all around her is water, right? Well, it's more behind her, I guess. But there's water in the card, so that represents her emotions. So this is this girl's daughter, right? So you had in the past the Queen of Swords, right side up, and then the future, present, current possibilities, energies, you have the Princess of Swords in the right side up position. So that's that girl's daughter, right? So it's kind of like Aquarius, instead of cutting off all emotions and just using the sword and the logical mind, right? Because that's important and it's honoring that in the Princess of Swords, okay? But it's also talking about the emotions as far as our intuition. What is our gut reaction to things? What is my spirit guides, guardian angels, ancestors telling me what feels right or what doesn't feel right? That is also valid too, and it should be used in unison with the logical mind, right? We need all of those things. So it looks like now things are back on track again, more in that third week. Now let's look what's under it, okay? And this Eight of Sacred Circles keeps showing up in almost every reading this week so far. So again, that could be something to do with the collective unconscious or the general astrology of this time period. Okay, with that Eight of Sacred Circles showing up again. But here it's in that past position. Okay, it's on the top of the deck, and on the bottom of the deck we have the Ace of Swords in the right side up position. So it looks like here in the past, in some way, Aquarius, somebody was really productive. They were putting a lot of hours and work and effort into something, which led to an ending and new beginning with that Ace of Swords in the right side up position. It led to clearing the path for somebody, something, some energy, right? So these two cards on the bottom, again, made it possible for that Princess of Swords to show up, right? So again, the swords, air sign energy, just like you, Aquarius. So also Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, all air sign energy. So I really feel that the third week is going to be like really important. That's why I keep like repeating it a lot. I do repeat myself sometimes, but usually not as much. So when that happens, I feel like it's spirit being like whispering in my ear, like, say it again, say it again. I'm like, okay, right? Because then when we get to your fourth week, there's another energetic blockage or gentle reminder or challenge. And this time, it's the Prince of Swords in reverse. I'm just going to say it, Aquarius, and nobody likes to say it or hear it, but I always tell you how I see it. You got 3 family members right here. So for some, there could be something dealing with family. What is family, right? It's not always the people that are related to you, but the people that you're closest to, too. So there could be something going on with family or generational stuff here. But it is interesting. You got the Queen of Swords, the Princess of Swords, and then the Prince of Swords. So when you get to that fourth week, something happens where we're going backwards again. Okay. It could be there's still too much control or fear energy around. All right. It could be that, again, somebody or something is scared of leveling up. They're scared of becoming the queen or becoming their mother or becoming their father or just taking on more responsibilities or in a position of authority, or they're scared or you're scared, or multiple people, general environment is scared of their confidence or something here. Or maybe they're scared of, if they get into that position of authority where they are delegating tasks to others, or they get to that position where they have more confidence, that they think that will mean that they'll become this. I feel like it's the fear of becoming that Queen of Swords or the King of Swords, but he's usually not as scary as her. But it's almost like you have the whole reading is swords and pentacles, except for your one major arcana, and then you got a wand over there. So underlying theme, right, is swords and pentacles, money and value versus am I going to use my mind as a tool or a weapon? That's the underlying theme. So Where am I being valued? Where am I not being valued? Where am I going to use my mind? Guys, don't use your tail as a weapon. Where am I going to use my mind as a tool or a weapon? Okay. So without further ado, though, let's get into your tarot confirmation card over here at the end. Okay. And I think we spent enough time over here. Now, this is a combination. The way I like to read it is of past energy, but also future energy, right? And it's coming in and it's confirming all 4 cards, all 4 weeks that we just talked about. So now we have the 5 of Wands in the right side up position, okay? And now we have more fire sign energy. What I was going to say before was, before I got distracted, all the earth sign energy in the pentacles and all the air sign energy, but not a lot of water or fire. Here's the fire, but not a lot of water. We have water in this card. We have a little bit of Scorpio energy over here in the past. But maybe there needs to be more fire energy and more water energy to also help with these up and down little bit of energetic blockages, challenges, okay? But anyway, I love the imagery on this card. It looks kind of scary, but it does not always have to be that way, right? So when we see the 5 of Wands in the right side of position, it can be an energy that's talking about, let's say, more supportive energy is needed for sure. But also, how can I have backup plans? How can I have plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G? So if plan A doesn't go right, then I'm gonna move to plan B. If plan B doesn't go right, I'm gonna move to plan C, that kind of thing. Backup plans and more supportive energy, but also healthy competition, right? So that's what this 5 of Wands energy is talking about. So it's interesting the way that this card is depicted. This is, again, the Hermetic deck, but you've got 2 lions and it looks like 2 alligators. I think they're alligators. That's what I'm going to call them for now. And then we, of course, have snakes at the top going around, 2 saber. Not saber. This, oh my gosh, I can't remember what it is. It's a certain type of knife that cuts the wheat, especially thinking of like Halloween time. It's shaped like that. You can see it in the card. Oops. See at the top there, and then the snakes are going around it. So it's like, how can I clear the energetic blockages, the challenges? And also, snakes in the tarot represent evolution in real life too, right? So how can I shed my skin? How can the other person, how can the environment, the general astrology, what have you, collective unconscious, to move forward, okay, to have more support, to not be afraid, not come from a place of fear or lack, and to step up into roles, leadership roles, right? So we're talking about kings and queens or family stuff. It can also just be, is somebody afraid to be a leader, or somebody afraid to be in their highest form of confidence, okay? So that's kind of really what I see here. But this is, again, past and future energy. So I feel like this is what's needed, that 5 of Wands energy. Healthy competition, more supportive energy from others, and lots of backup plans, and not pens, but pencils in case we need to erase. All right. So with that being said, let's get into your Oracle card real quickly before you go, Aquarius. So this is Rebecca Campbell Oracle card for this time period and even beyond. So you got the protection card. And there's a bunch of women together in this big circle. And it looks like they're all like this, right in front of their face, protecting their face. And it says, call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. You guys can see that with the reflection there. Okay. So yes, call back your power, soul retrieval, cut the cords. Okay. So yeah, so if there's, again, fear or lack, controlling energy, it's saying take your power back. Know that you are protected. There will be supportive energy here if you let it in, right? Call back any parts of your soul. If you have soul loss, you can look up what that means if you're not familiar. But there can be parts of ourselves that are lost throughout our journey in life. And so you're not operating, let's say, or the other person or environment isn't operating as their full self. So you can find ways to do soul retrieval. But it's basically saying you are divinely protected, right? So there's no reason to come from a place of fear or lack or control. So yeah, so that's what I'm seeing here for you, Aquarius. And so yeah, I have my moon in Aquarius, so I'm just sharing that. I mean, I always share usually I share my placements because I don't care if people know, but I say that in a way of solidarity, right? So um, it looks like it's going to be a little bit rough for us for a little bit, but we're going to make it, okay? Just know that you are protected, Aquarius, okay? So that is your message for this time period. And I hope that something resonated from this message for you. And if not, again, that's okay too. Always check out your other placements, your sun, moon, and rising, just as an example. um, and I will be posting a picture of this online too, just the one photo I took in case you want to look back at it later. So if that's something you want to do, all you have to do is click in the description box below and follow the instructions. It's basically on my Facebook page. It's super easy. I post it in right under the video. Once I post the video, I put it in the first comments there. What else? I think that's it. Oh yes, and if people want to subscribe and they haven't yet, it's free. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button. As long as you have a free YouTube channel with your email set up already, it just notifies you when I put out new videos. And if you want to share this video with anyone that you know personally, that's also another great free way to help support my channel. And if you like this video or you feel called to like this video, YouTube's algorithms end up sharing it with more people, the more likes it has in the first couple hours or even the first day or so, I think. So if that's something you feel called to do, feel free, but no pressure. But otherwise, you guys take care. And again, happy early Halloween if you celebrate. And yeah, I'll be coming back tomorrow, starting with Pisces. All right, so I'll see you guys later. Bye.